Yo, it's JSF. How y'all doing? Hope y'all doing all right. And it's been about 6 months now of pretty much absolutely nothing about Mortal Kombat from NetherRealm. So I think it's pretty much a safe bet to say that this is the final version of the game. We're not getting any more patches or updates. I know some people want a Combat Pack 3, but realistically, the odds of that are very, very, very close to none. But that being the case, I think it's a good time to review the game in its perceived final form. Kind of look back at it and say, kind of just look at it and think, okay, from where the game started to where it ended, like how did it go, right? And in the final patch, we did get custom variations. So I do want to talk about custom variations as a whole, because believe it or not, it's something that I was super stoked about, something that I wanted since day one. Since I first found out that they were going to do competitive variations in this game, it was kind of like, wait, we're not going to get to use the custom variations in competitive. And I was pretty upset about it. So that was something I really wanted for a long time. Some people wanted, some people didn't want. So I want to just ask the question, did custom variations make this game better or worse? Or did it not change at all? And I think it's a loaded question. I think it's actually more to it than you might think just by looking at it, right? If you just look at it at face value, you say, well, every character got better, so of course the game got better, right? And to that, I would challenge and say, well, did every character get better? Like, you can look at the top tiers, right? You can look at like characters like Liu Kang, characters like Cetrion, who definitely got better, right? Liu Kang, who was already top tier, but now instead of having to use variation 1 or variation 2, he can just pick the best parts of each, right? Because one of the things that NetherRealm did in this game, whether they ever copped to it or not, one of the ways they tried to balance the game was say, hey, this character's powerful and this variation's good, but let's throw in a move that's kind of shitty or kind of so maybe he won't be too overpowered, instead of just balancing the character, right? So with that being the case, as soon as that variations were taken away, that attempt of balancing got taken away too. So it became, oh, I don't have to use Shaolin stance anymore. Well, that move kind of sucked anyway. So now I can just put in a better move. Now I can play low fireball, but also play the power up, you know what I mean? So I can actually get good damage now off my conversions, or at least decent damage off every hit. And, and I can still play the parry if I want to do that, or I can switch that for the teleports, or I can switch that for the command grab. And you can kind of get the best of fucking all three worlds. And the same thing with Cetrion, right? We've seen every single person who plays Cetrion switch from Spring Clean into the variation where you have Tornado, you have Teleport, and you have Ground Pound, right? Because it's undoubtedly the best, right? And this isn't necessarily a bad thing, but when the top tiers get better, it's kind of hard for the low tiers, right? So then you got to look at that. Well, did the low tiers get better? I would argue that even Frost got a little bit better, right? But there are characters like let's say Baraka. I don't think Baraka got better at all with custom variations. Some characters' custom moves were just lackluster, right? Like Spawn didn't get better with customs at all, honestly, because his custom moves were just pretty lackluster. Or the moves in variation 1 or 2 are all just complete gimmicks. So it's like he didn't really get better, you know what I mean? Like you could say Raiden didn't get better, right? Because Thunder Wave is still probably the simplest and most effective way to play the character, right? So there's a lot to this. There's a lot to this, right? But there are multiple ways to look at it. You can look at it in a strictly competitive way and say, well, competitively, characters got better. A few characters didn't, but most got better. But the top tiers got even more top tier. Jackie's even more busted. Joker got better. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it actually helped the game, made the game better. But it did give you more options, like more options and more choice in how you play your characters. It did make a lot of characters more fun, right? Like sure, Cabal got better and he's pretty busted now, but it did make him more fun to play in my opinion, right? It did make characters more interesting, did make characters more fun, but the game itself is still the game, right? And this is why I asked this question. This is why I propose it. Because I don't have a super concrete answer. I mean, I may have a way that I feel. You may have a way that you feel. But I genuinely am curious and wondering what people think about this. Because I did want customs, and I'm so glad we got customs. Because even if you disagreed with custom variations, I think we can all, like, and this game has a ton of issues, right? But custom variations aren't the make or break of the game, right? It's not like once they said, hey, go custom variations, the game just became ridiculously super broken and ridiculously unplayable and there's nothing you can do. Like, it's as bad as it was before customs. it could be slightly better, but you know, it didn't get worse. So it's proof that you can have this level of customization in your characters in your fighting game, and it can still work competitively. Even though I don't think this game can work competitively for other reasons, I think if those other reasons were fixed, then custom variations would not be an issue whatsoever. So I think it was like a great decision to do. I'm just not sold on the idea that it made the game better. It kind of stretched out the tiers a little bit more. Some characters went from like just top tier to like S+ tier. Like Terminator is absolutely ridiculous. Why is nobody playing him? You know what I mean? Some characters just jumped over the moon. Like Cabal was always top tier, but Cabal is super ridiculous now, right? And even though a character like Frost got slightly better because you can mix and match some of her variation moves, she still didn't really jump any other characters in the sense of being good, right? You know, because the majority of the cast got better, or they're just were so much better than her. It doesn't matter that, oh, you can have dive kick and drill now. That's cute. I have actual 50-50, so it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like Devora can actually use her teleport all the time, which is kind of fucking scary. You know what I mean? So like a lot of characters got a lot of different things, but I think it's pretty cool. I think this is something that I hope they improve upon in their next game, which is most likely the Marvel game. I think there should be some layer of customization in every fighting game, right? Whether it's a 3-on-3 game and you pick your different assists, whether it's 2v2 game, you pick different characters or whatever, whether it's 1v1 like Street Fighter and you got like a mechanic like a V-skill or a character trait in Injustice or whatever you got, a V-trigger. Like I think there should always be something more than just, hey, here's the character, here's their moves, go crazy. Like I like that there's more customization to it. I just wish it was kind of handled with a little more care. But again, what do y'all think? Do y'all really think that customs actually made a big difference? Did it not really do anything? My biggest beef is that it didn't make the game like tolerable. I don't know how else to say it. Like, it didn't make me enjoy the game. It makes me enjoy certain characters, but then some MK11 shit will happen when you're playing and you'll go, well, I just lost because I did the right thing. You know what I mean? Like, he jumped, I did my anti-air move, I got smoked and I died, right? So stuff like that is still in the game, which makes this game really, really difficult and really, really toxic still. But I do think custom variations were great. Hopefully this is something they improve upon. Hopefully the staff who made the key decisions with this game has been fired and removed from their positions and we have better people in place now. But anyway, that's all I got for y'all today, man. I just wanted to talk about customs a little bit because it's honestly, if customs weren't in the game, I would have stopped playing this game a long time ago. If I would have had to still play tournament variations, there's absolutely no chance I would be playing this game. Like, I wouldn't be able to stomach it. I wouldn't be able to do it, man. But yeah, anyway, I think it's cool. I think it's basically confirmed that we're going to get the Marvel game. I'm pretty sure news is coming out about it soon. If not this month, then next month is what I'm expecting. So be on the lookout for that. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Then other than that, stay safe. Y'all have fun. JSF, I'm out. Peace.